What I'm going to say next is not a warning, nor is it a spoiler. Surviving the long dark is impossible. This is a fact, one of inevitability. This run will end one way and one way only. The question is not if I survive, rather, when will I fade into the long dark? In order to maintain the suspense, I've artificially lengthened the duration of this video to be exactly 1 hour and 30 minutes. So you also will not know when everything's going to come to its end. Maybe it'll be slow and it's something that you're gonna predict, or maybe it'll be something that catches you by surprise. No matter what happens, I hope that your response is electric. I spawned into existence inside of a cave. Is there a house somewhere around here? Let's get the high ground. This is where my aversion to low ground began. After failing to hunt a rabbit, we immediately ran into our first wolf. Sitting there, menacingly. Since we have toilet paper as clothes right now, we got hypothermia risk, so we went back into the cave to not only heat up, but also to avoid the wolf. There we witnessed natural selection at work, as the wolf hunted the rabbit I'd so graciously failed to defeat in one-on-one combat. Let's try it. It looks like very unlikely that we're gonna start this. 40% chance. While gathering that rabbit, I spotted some smoke in the distance. This is the goal now, making it to that smoke while the condition is good and while the weather holds. From what I saw, there are 2 wolves blocking the way, so I sprinted back, retreating into an ice cave that we passed, attempted to navigate, but it was much too dark. Worried about my fire, I retreated further back in hopes that it was still lit, and it was. So I added some sticks and pondered my next move. For some reason, the rabbit carcass had disappeared, so there was nothing to eat. I decided to push a deer into the direction of the wolves, hoping to distract them just enough to slip past. It worked. The deer distracted the wolf, but I must have made too much noise. One chased me onto the ledge. I crouched in hopes that it would go away. Now I'm stuck. I looked everywhere. There was no way back up. Who do you think you are? I tried crouching and walking, and this gave me more maneuverability. I was barely able to climb out. Then I was shocked because I still had no hope, except Skyrim style scaling the sheer side of this cliff. Ah! Okay, alright. I did it with minor bruising, but now it's raced against cold and exhaustion. And where was the source of smoke? We just have to find somewhere indoors. We need so many things right now. Please. I eventually found this path, but it was blocked by these shrubs in the way, so I have to do something else.
Wait. I'm so cold and warming up again.
I deluded myself into feeling hopeful about the path to the right where we found a mountaineering rope. Decided, well, this is the only way to go, so we started climbing. Where are we now? Attempt number 2. This time, I spawned in some place called Bleak Inlet. I got a cattail stalk and took to the high ground to look around. Our temperature is rapidly dropping. I found a flare in this cave, but I wouldn't learn how to use flares properly for quite some time. Looks like it's gonna start storming. Hey look, there's a tower like really far away. Still, some semblance of security against the wolves that we're narrowly managing to avoid. I spotted a bridge much closer than the radio tower. The radio tower may be a goal, but not right now. We need shelter, and then water, and then food. I found a sweater and some more shell casings, made it to under the bridge, and navigated out to the water, where I sprained my wrist, then fell into the water. Please. There's a wall! wall! There was an invisible wall! Completely soaking wet and cold, our condition is dropping faster than ever. We make our way up the hill and find a road. A road is a good sign. We must have made it up to where the bridge is. Look! There! Campers! Great. We find some campers and somehow manage to elongate our lives by taking a couple of quick naps. Who knows? Please don't wake up dead. Okay, alright. We're somewhat stable. The cold is such a problem.
Not sure why I feel so tired.
Still, battling death and trying to figure out how to warm up is a problem. I lost too much time under the bridge. The weather is turning. We're very low in health, but it looks like this road is leading to an outpost. We might just barely make it. You got it. Come on, we're alright. We're okay. I know. It's right there. Please! No! Look! There's so much right here!
I'm so tired I could just lay down.
I know. Oh my god. I'm all over the place. Come here. There you go. Open the door. Please. You're spazzing out. Close it. How do I freaking... Attempt number 3. This time we spawned during a snowstorm at night by a bridge in Mountain Town. Bunch of cars. Which way do we go? It's so hard to see. You know what? I'm gonna bet this bridge is out. Let's go this way. No! There was a bear. There's a bear on the road! The bridge was not out. Please. There was a wolf blocking this path. The earth had rotated enough that the illusion of a sunrise appeared. I guess it wasn't night after all. It was early dusk when we began our journey. Backtrack. We have to go back. Oh, it's right there! We turn back around and, of course, the bear is there. We go under the bridge and on the way hunt a rabbit and ignorantly, stuck between a bear and a wolf, become a little stinky. We made it back up thinking that maybe we'll be able to slip past the bear. It's a dead end. Should I go in there? We made it past, but unfortunately it was a dead end. Luckily, as we traveled back, we found a flare along the way. I'm gonna drink. Maybe we'll just hold on to it. Does this work? Uh-huh. Yeah? That's what you like? What's up, man? We ran into the wolf and it stalked us all the way down the road to this blue cabin. Or trailer, maybe. There are some supplies here, some firewood, a fire barrel. We can cook here, maybe warm up and even get some rest. There was a downed deer carcass not very far. Yeah, I think this is it. Oh look, there's something down there. Is that a house? I was able to make out some wooden structure not very far from where we are now. But to not waste the flare, let's light this barrel and try cooking. Whoo! Got the fire started and went to harvest the rabbit. We tried again to cook, but the wolf was still there. Oh, that's so annoying. That's so annoying. We slept for another 3 hours and then chose to try to make it for that wooden shelter that we saw. We took the energy drink and then went for the structure that we had seen, thinking that maybe if we can make it there, maybe we can survive the night. It looks promising. There are a bunch of cars around as well. A deer. We had discovered a church. There is a space for a campfire, a bed, and there was a pry bar. We made some water and cooked on the fire. And we got our first sleep. We awoke in the middle of the night, ate a candy bar, and got some water. This may be home for a while, if we're lucky.
I'm so hungry.
This church is now home. In order for us to survive, we must assess our goals, our needs, and the resources available to us. Now that we've found a reliable shelter, we have 3 needs and 4 goals. Goals: find a better way to defend ourselves from wolves. The flare is all that we had. It's gonna be hard for us to get around and travel because wolves are just in the way. We need some better gear. I'm so tired of being cold. Last but not least, we found a workbench in that trailer up the hill back there. I wonder what we can craft on it. Let's explore our options. We need food, we need water, some fire start materials, and a sewing kit to upkeep our clothes. We have this indoor campfire in the church. There's also a bed here. There's the workbench up the hill. There's a rabbit carcass that has some hide and some guts that we have yet to harvest. Since it's daylight again, we've looted around inside the church, found a flare, a grape soda, and some socks. Did some hunting, but for some reason I keep losing rabbits. Where are they going? Yo, where's the rabbit? I ate, drank some water, and then headed back out. I foraged and found a parka after forcing open a trunk. Huge. This is huge. Ooh. I saw a sign for the town of Milton. So, guess if we go this way, we can find ourselves in some place called Milton. We won't do that now. If we're gonna find better gear and a way to defend ourselves, it'll likely be in a town. We must make it to this place called Milton. Let's go to Milton tomorrow. I have frostbite? At some point yesterday, we must have gotten frostbite because I'm noticing there's something permanently red in our condition bar. I spent the night acquainting myself with the menu, crafting, and figured out surveying, etc. I made some water and I waited until dawn. Airskin coat, that looks sick, dog. We sit by the fire, pondering the town of Milton and how long we're gonna be able to survive and what our next move should be. We take a gentle seat next to the crackling fire.
Just what I need.
Hey, yo! Dude, what? And we have 4 bullets, dog! Oh, this revolutionizes the game. I cannot believe that was just sitting right there. A storm lantern!
This'll come in handy.
Today we planned to go to Milton, but a wolf had other plans for us. Nope. Nope. Great. I found the rabbit on the ground where we had taken it down. I know we had it in the inventory before though. Did we miss? I see blood. Definitely hit it. Oh, sick, dude. It just ran all the way over there. The blood disappeared, so we could not track the animal. Woke up very hungry, but ready to travel to Milton. We made it there, and found that the streets were overrun with wolves. Dogs. There are so many wolves. Pushing left, hopefully we can avoid them. Let's get into this house over here. I'll worry about sticks later. Whoa! Go, 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 go. Damn! After catching our breath, we look around and find some really nice things. A sewing kit, 12 revolver rounds in total, a bunch of cloth, a hunting knife, and some fleece mittens. Now I feel like a Rust player out roaming with guns. Not a semblance of safety anymore. I felt like we were in good shape. We're roaming with guns! Come on. Whoa! You're still coming! Ah! What?
Gotta stop.
Yo, I shot this thing, bro. All right. Bruh, bad. So bad, so bad, so bad. After healing up, I headed back out in hopes to make this trip to Milton worthwhile and survive for another night. We found a cooking pot, a cooked rabbit, a cooking book, and a firearms book. These are just some highlights. We did some reading for the night and eventually went to bed. Today we were ready to explore the town. We quickly ran across to the credit union. Inside, we cracked a safe and got a magnifying glass and some new shoes. Hey, yes sir! I need firewood and sticks, but the blizzard may be great weather to explore the town. I'm assuming the wolves won't be out in this. Headed to the post office. No wolves. Grabbed some food and a fish. The storm cleared up, so I decided to explore just a bit more. On the way to drop gear at our new home, I heard some crows cawing and decided to take a look for them.
That guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
I found 2 corpses. Maybe this one is the wolf that we shot, and it looks like it took down a deer. We collected everything from the wolf and learned that carnivore meat provides nourishment with a side of parasitic worms. I want today to be a stay-at-home day. I spent the day organizing a bunch of loot, tearing up newsprint for Tinder, and reading the firearms book. There were these crazy lights. An aurora. Whoa, dude. Is that the moon? There's no better way to end the day than with a sense of paranoid safety, yet wonder about the world at large. 2 wolves were guarding the deer corpse now. I couldn't collect the pelt. I read most of the day and did some sewing. Problem now is that we need firewood. We're running low on water and we need to cook some more. Also, we need a hatchet and a firearm cleaning kit. That means we need to explore more. It was very foggy in the morning, so we waited for some time before heading toward the big water tower. water tower was surrounded by wolves, so I ran away and decided to wait an hour before heading into a different direction. Over the course of this day, we found some really good items.
I could use this.
We also discovered an area here crawling with wolves. We counted 4. The next day, we explored more.
There's gotta be something useful in here. This stuff will come in handy.
This time in a different direction that was also crawling with wolves. There were more crows circling above head, so we checked it out and found another carcass. We grabbed the pelt and got everything, and then went home. Today, we will explore to the south, where those 4 wolves were guarding a farmhouse. I might have to spend some revolver ammo to get past them, or that was the plan. We instead wound up discovering a wood lot as a workaround to get to the gas station. We were able to force open the gas station door. Thank goodness for this pry bar. I took stock of the items inside and used the spray paint for the first time. It's actually pretty useful. This gas station will be a mini base that we can use to connect to other areas. That way, we can re-up quickly on any materials that we leave here. There's a bed and a place to cook. This is a good mini base. On this new day, we got geared up and ready to explore to the south. We came across a crashed prison transport bus. We found a hatchet.
Thank goodness.
On its way to a place called Black Rock. And a new structure with crows circling overhead. We found a scrawled note with a key to lockbox number 4. Found a new book to read, and another hatchet. There's a climbing area here. Fog set in, so I couldn't keep mapping. We need to make our way back home. There's a long journey ahead, but we have 3 hatchets now.
Need to close my eyes.
It was definitely dodgy on that mountaineering rope. Good thing we had this energy drink. We made it back to the gas station. We slept here for the night. This day was a very simple day. We just gathered some firewood and read. We made it back to the town of Milton. We planned to head out in a different direction looking for the railroad. I'm wondering if we can come across Mystery Lake or maybe even Coastal Highway.
think I need to lay down.
On this day, we woke up bright and early and planned to go east. That's where the cache is supposed to be anyway. Let's go back toward the church. It seems like there could be a way to get to the cache from this direction, but it got cold very suddenly. We need to take shelter from this cold. We decide to stay in this trailer for the night. Tomorrow, we'll see if we can find the cache. We went out to make water and heard some crows. We came across a downed deer. We gathered the hide and some meat, hit fire starting novice. Things are really starting to look up. We have a decent food storage and we're about to go find a cache. I'm very excited to see what tomorrow brings. I started to notice that I travel fastest on asphalt opposed to snow and heavy snow. Makes sense, right? It got to me, but I'm alright. My clothes are probably worse for wear, but I can fix them back at Milton House. It's the same bear from 2 weeks ago, now between us and the cache. Let's go around it. Let's just get this stuff and get out. But I couldn't find the cache. Where is it? We shot the bear and it fled. But seriously, where is this cache? I can't find it anywhere.
Bleed out soon.
We survived? Drop the gun? No. We can't make it home without the gun.
Can't feel my feet.
Let's go back for it, hiding in some cars along the way, and hopefully hide from the bear as well. The bear. Oh, it's down! I'm too cold, hungry, and too low of condition to harvest the bear right now. We head back to the trailer. There's a downed deer there that we can harvest. I'm low in ammo, but we finished cooking the meat. We need this water now. %90 chance to succeed, and this fire fails.
Damn it.
I have no more tinder plugs. Too tired, too hungry, no more wood matches. We may have to walk in the night. We slept an hour to make sure that we don't pass out along the way, but we've got to go back to Milton House. I hope the bear corpse does not rot away before we have the chance to collect its pelt, but I'm a tattered man, and living is more important. It's foggy, but looks like we made it to the church safely. I still cannot believe we made it home. What a truly insane series of events. Made some water, threw the torch, and got some much needed sleep. Today we got geared up and went for the bear pelt. Of course, the streets were flooded with wolves, but nothing really happened. We looked around more for the cache, but I'm ready to close this chapter and go home. We made it back to Milton safely. It's a new day, and look, there are carrots and potatoes now, and also some broth. These are things that we haven't seen before. I think they're new. We ventured away from Milton into Paradise Farms. And I hear a weird sound. There are these strange little birds around. I've never seen them before. This house is nice. Where's the key? Saw this unfortunate corpse here and assumed that the key would be on them. Luckily it was. This might become our home for a while. We're gonna grab our things from the old Milton place and move some of them here. And we really chefed it up on the stovetop today. This is awesome. There are literally 4 wolves roaming outside of the front door. That's why we get jumped every single time we go outside. I went to explore, but I can't keep shooting this gun. It's already at 49% and we need a gun cleaning kit. We found a mountaineering rope, but it's 5 kg, so let's leave it here until we can find a place to put it. We went to explore and, what do you know, discovered a climbing area pretty close by. Our clothes are really starting to help a lot more now. We're pretty warm, even though we're outside. I think it's time that we leave Mountain Town and begin to explore the wider world. Let's move our main base to this farmhouse. The farmhouse will now be our forward operating base, and the Milton house will be a mini base. We made 1 transfer run, and we're gonna save the other for tomorrow. I made it back safely with the rest of the stuff from Milton. We then went out to explore a bit more of this area. I decided to hunt a deer so that we can get a bit more food before we ship off down the climbing rope. We shot the deer and it ran off toward the farm. That's not good. The deer ended up falling in the middle of that wolf pack. We finally explored that area. I couldn't find the deer though, and it's too cold to do anything anyway. I made a baked potato and I hit the hay. I spent this day repairing clothes and gearing up for the climb. We finally set out. It took 1/3 of our energy climbing down, so I guess it's a one-way trip. If only there were some way to rest halfway down or halfway up a big climb. Golly gee, would that be useful. staying vigilant for wolves, because after all, they're everywhere. Back to work, made our way into the basin and found a cabin stacked with firewood and some other stuff. Ventured around the basin and then eventually found our way into Forlorn Muskeg. There seems to be an abundance of rabbit life here and a lack of predators. To move forward, however, it seems we're going to need the mountaineering rope, which we left back at the farmhouse. So we stopped by this place to camp and found a snare. We are now in our peaceful period. It can truly be that quick. We almost froze to death in our sleep. At daybreak, I discovered another path. This might be a better way to go, but seems kinda shifty. We'll be back in Milton someday for the bear pelt, or at least that's the plan. Traveling more, we found a short-range radio tower. It's very cold and the hills are steep. And of course, the wolves are back. Nothing like a quick sprain to boost wolf evasion. Am I right? We found a cave to rest in that should be relatively safe. There's no signs of a bear living in here. We didn't sit for too long. We ended up exploring just a little bit more. Mystery Lake. This has been my goal since the beginning. There's this rail car here, but we need real shelter. And we're getting dangerously tired. But we found it. Camp office at Mystery Lake. Let's go. There's a potbelly stove, an inside workbench, a stove upstairs as well. There's some cooking oil, a skillet, some salt, a whetstone for a hunting knife. Oh man, this is home. After a long journey, we took a day of rest. I want to map the area more, so we set out exploring. Found some fishing line and a hatchet inside the first hut here. It looks like we can break this ice with a couple of things, but the question is durability of whatever we're using to break the ice. Maybe we should ask the ice if it could have one superpower, what superpower would it be? And then that would break the ice. There are more houses at the other end of Mystery Lake, and of course more wolves. Not much in the cabin, except for some very much needed books that we grabbed before leaving. Random unseen wolf attack! I never even saw that blasted K9. We read for an hour and then headed back out. The wolf is there, just laid out on the lake, near its crew of 4 candid K9 companions. In one of these cabins, we also found a survivor's note. Wolves, wolves, wolves. And there also seems to be a bear on the lake. We cooked more and read today. Reading is fundamental and has been something that we've been working on since the beginning. It's a new day. We finished our 25-hour book. Then we went to go check out those orange train cars. Saw some crows, found some revolver ammo, a flare, gathered the deer, napped to warm up, and explored more. Another random wolf? That wolf is camping us from just over the hill. We left out to explore a bit more of where we came from, and there was a random wolf ambush. This freaking wolf man. I feel like we just barely made it inside. See, this is the kind of thing that really fueled my aversion to low ground to begin with. We really need a gun cleaning kit. Maybe we should make our way to that lookout. There's a good vantage point there for us to see the area. Ideally, we clear out that wolf that's camping us over the rail tracks just to make passage a bit safer in the area. It's a new day. Check this out. A wolf chased a deer right past us. It's a special delivery. What a lucky day. We kept most of the meat outside because it takes longer to spoil out there than it does indoors. There's a lot to craft. We determined that fishing might be calorically lucrative for us to invest in. We also decided to set a snare for those little birds, and then spent the rest of the day cooking. Today we finally head up to the Overlook Tower. This place is low-key stacked. There's a distress pistol and some rifle ammo. It finally cleared up outside and we took a look around. Looks like there's a train car just down the track, but I can't see any towns or anything from here. Decided to spend the night stargazing. Made it back to camp office. It's pretty cold outside, so we decided to warm up and then explore down the tracks today. Before that though, I want to make a bow. Maybe we should forage for some maple saplings and a birch saplings and also some more crow feathers, but I have no idea how to make an arrowhead. We have so much back in Milton, and right now we have the food, water, and protection to make it there and back safely. A trip is definitely gonna happen soon, but I want to explore here a bit more, maybe find another settlement around Mystery Lake. Good news, we finished the revolver book and became skilled with the revolver. Bad news, there are literally 4 wolves by the train derailment. It's getting late and I'm cautious, so let's come back here tomorrow. We'll shoot the flare if we have to and explore. Whoa, the laptop is on. I can't read it though. We're cooking now. Haha, Chef Boyardee, baby. Bannock and an Aurora. We're able to read this note now. Something about logging influencing wolves to return. Let's go over to the watch station. Maybe we'll experience something crazy. Random wolf attack! The flare didn't work! So it seems like the revolver will stop a wolf that's in its charging animation, and the flare might work if they're not in the animation? I don't know, we're gonna have to test it out. I mean, I wanted to experience something crazy and I got it, huh? Our clothes are generally okay. I keep up maintenance with the sewing kit. Today I wanted to explore, but you know what? I've got a bombastic bone to pick with last night's carnivorous caper canine. I follow the trail of my own blood back up this hill, ready to give out this dish best served cold. On the way back, we saw that our snare had broken. Maybe we caught something, but we were too late to check. After recovering from the wolf attack, we decided to head out around midday. You may have noticed some days are quite short, and that's because a lot of mornings have weather like this. For some reason, the wolves are already rushing down at us. We had to shoot a bullet instead of a flare. Eventually, we kept pushing forward. Wolves are howling all around. I'm most afraid of an ambush. Is that a wolf? Run! We fire 2 shots in quick succession. The wolf goes down and the other runs off. Why do we aggro from such a distance? And why are wolves always hidden over these little tiny hills? There's some kind of huge building up here with a lot of trailers. It's getting late and we can't possibly make it home now. Random wolf attack! Found a gunsmithing book in the trailer, and then discovered this huge building here is called the Carter Hydro Dam. This place is dark and seems scary for some reason. Since we dropped our bedroll at home, we go into the trailer for some sleep. The Carter Hydro Dam is huge. There's so much loot, but this place is creepy as hell. These long, dark tunnels make me nervous. I've adapted the strategy of throwing a flare and switching to the gun just so we can see a little bit further before venturing. I don't know if there is something else in here alive that isn't us. There's nothing scarier than being with a wolf or something like that in a tightly enclosed space. There's a fire barrel here. There are also a lot of broken pathways. Sometimes it's a balancing act to get across these beams. We entered the lower dam. We found a corpse here that has a bunch of bloody bandages. Maybe there's a reason to be paranoid. Was this person shooting arrows? More importantly, why? Right now, I'm focused on clearing the place, grabbing vital items, and then coming through later with a lantern to loot more thoroughly. The flare got stuck under a crate. Come on, dude. A firearm cleaning kit. This is what we needed. We harvested an arrow for an arrowhead. And we got some crow feathers, so it's pretty cool. I decided to end exploration here for the night and get this revolver a bit cleaner. Now it's at 100%. I guess my paranoia was for nothing. Maybe that corpse sustained an injury from the wolves outside. I don't know what they would be shooting at in here, and there was no bow, so maybe it was someone else that shot at them. Let's freely loot. Look at what we found, yeah, baby! The name calls the rifle fragile, so we'll fire it sparingly, maybe just for hunting or bears or protection, but we did manage to take down a bear with like 5 revolver bullets, so I don't know if that was luck or if this rifle is going to be much more powerful than that. But now we can hunt deer and elk readily. There's a lockbox in here that requires a memento key, so we'll keep a lookout for that. We made a bunch of trips to move material down from the hydro dam into the trailer. We'll probably make supply runs from here and load up camp office with some materials as well. We also finally checked out those crows that have been circling next to the dam. It's a deer corpse, and we also found 2 maple saplings as well. It looks like we've been inside for too long. We've gotten cabin fever risk. We're gonna make some transfer runs, taking stuff back to camp office like we said yesterday. Definitely sleeping in that watchtower tonight to try to eliminate this cabin fever risk. Randomly attacking some wolves! I want to clear them out of this path actually, but I missed a shot and fled into the train car as one came after me. Pretty pissed off, but it couldn't figure out how to get in. Made it back, dropped some things off, and then traveled to the forestry overlook. It turns out this place is still considered indoors, which makes sense, but so I decided to kind of just crouch outside and maybe get a little bit of a warmth bonus. For some reason, I'm quite bothered by having cabin fever risk, so let's get rid of it by working outside of the Carter Hydro Dam, since it's a pretty easy way to be outside safely for hours at a time. I dropped some water here, did some sewing, had an awful throw at a bird, and then made some venison stew. Next, I explored out behind camp office, just kind of while waiting for the stew to finish. It turns out there's a trail this way. I discovered Dave's quiet clearing, and then went home and slept. The stew provided an improved rest. This trail is much safer to travel if we're trying to get to the huts on the far side of the lake. We discovered a mountaineering rope deployed out here and climbed up, keeping in mind the encroaching cold. There's a bunker, jackpot, so much stuff, flares, distress pistol, and expedition parka, by far the warmest thing that we have found so far. I'll leave most of the stuff here in case we need it, but it's great to know that it is here. Oh yeah, our cabin fever is gone. Our fire starting leveled up. Now we can start fires without tinder. Out looking for more firewood and food today. For whatever reason, there are no wolves on the lake right now. Do they have like a weird migration pattern or something? I see the bear as we make our way around to these new huts. There's also another house. So I took 2 crack shots at the bear and immediately fled inside of the house. Eventually, I just went back home and kind of started hunting, but this time with tactics. The tactics will be different with this gun. Range is ideal. The plan was to shoot from over this railroad, push the deer toward the cabin if it's injured, and hopefully it doesn't run too far into the lake where the wolves are. But if so, we will defend our catch, and we will honor it. But this deer took off immediately and went straight for the Olympic gold medal in the marathon race. I chased it across the entire lake, and it eventually vanished. 100% chance to start a fire with a book and some wood matches. Pisha! That is lovely. What is that sound? It's too foggy to see. Random bear attack! Sprained our ankle, over encumbered on an incline. I'm glad that bear ran away after we shot, because last time it charged, we made it home and dropped some things off and started going back. Turns out the bear's down, confirmed by the circling crows overhead. I gathered some of the resources and carcass harvesting skilled up, but I mean, what's the use of bear meat anyway? It's parasite infected. We ended up finding the damn memento and learned that there is a stash of MREs there. Got up early and finished our ice fishing book, and went back to collect the rest of the resources from the downed animals and headed back home super stinky. Stinky, random stinky attack. Stinky, stench. Stinky is crazy. We're pulling wolves from so far away. We ended up settling in for the day, and we made some elegant venison stew. I did some uninteresting exploring this morning, randomly attacking a wolf. I went to make a bearskin coat. We will be slow, but we can move around more freely. I'll become a nomad in time. That's how we're going to leave this area. If we go back to Paradise Farm and grab those pelts and the mountaineering rope, we can come back here and make a nice fancy coat. I also made some nice fancy fishing lures. To be honest, we could probably survive here in Mystery Lake indefinitely. We have snares, we have fishing, some revolver ammo, a rifle ammo, a cooking pot, a skillet. We are completely set here, but we got some exploring to do. Wolves! Journeying to the Carter Hydro Dam, these weird, wily, willy-silly little lily wolves can see so well. I don't know when it's safe to leave, so run! We had run-ins with so many wolves on the way out there. Traveling is probably the most dangerous thing to do in this world. New area, the ravine. Honestly, I was thinking hard about just moving forward through the ravine, but having a bearskin coat could be life-saving, seeing as these random wolves are so crazy. I grabbed the pelts and the cured maple sapling, heard some crows, and investigated this way. Looking at the map, is this a shortcut to the lake? There's a hunter shack. I found some rifle ammo and another gun cleaning kit. There's also another rope area here, and this way is much safer. I never came this way because the wolves always blocked it off. I gotta check out this climb after we rest.
Wow, that hurts a lot.
Oh my, we almost freaking died, dude. We couldn't make the climb. We may have to sleep here. We've got to make survival decisions, drop everything possible and just take the essentials and climb down. Exhausted, but we made it. I'm not messing around with these wolves right now. They must be scared off preemptively. We cannot risk anything because we can't sprint and we got to make it home safely. But what's at the top of that climb anyway? If only there were a place to rest along the climb. Let's take down those two wolves today. I want safety. Well, it's a blizzard. Imagine that. Took this time to craft a survival bow. We need a cured birch sapling for an arrow shaft though. And then it dawned on me. Coffee! We can make the climb with coffee. We'll take 4 cups with us for this climb. Spend the day cooking water and food and clean the rifle up a little bit. The coffee reduces fatigue for an hour, so Lego. This is the lake overlook. We went past all of our stuff, so we can't sleep here, but there's a lot of good stuff. We also got a Polaroid picture. There's a locked box here. And then I remember we also had the memento for the dam, so we gotta make sure we grab that. I just realized that we walk slower when we're going into the wind, as opposed to when the wind is at our back. We walk faster. We got that cabin fever risk again, but we read a whole book, so I don't know, I guess that's cool. We set out but forgot some things, so we turned back. Heading out again, it was aggressively cold. We lost about 25% condition, but we made it to the trailer. Rediscovered that there's a lot of stuff here in the lockers, and I got some more coffee. We found this box almost 2 weeks ago. We got 3 MREs from it. Let's go. Today, we traveled back to Paradise Farms. Had another run-in with a wolf on the way back, but we made it in one piece. Let's go get those pelts. Secondary mission is to employ the mountaineering rope, but we may pass on this if we need to. There's a moose here in Forlorn Muskeg, and some weak ice. Jeez, how despicable and inhospitable. If I was a camel, I would consider this hospitable. Those are the same wolves that we saw when we were on our way to Mystery Lake. Let's avoid them by following along the rocks. And we made it back to the cave that we stayed in for that one little period of time or whatever. I got a bit lost and found myself on the wrong side of the radio tower and extremely close to a wolf howl. We made it back down and went around, and using the crouch climb Skyrim strat that we learned on the first day of death, we climbed up this area. There's a cave here. Ended up finding some revolver ammo and a cool fresh revolver. There's also a mountaineering rope here too, so maybe we used this rope instead of the one at Paradise Farms. Holy shipped high in transit. This cave takes us around that inclimbable area. Dude, sick. Deployed the mountaineering rope, climbed up, and then made it back to Mountain Town where we began. Navigating around the wolves and continuing my aversion to low ground, we make our way. Why is this climb so hard, dude? Luckily there's a cave here. Made some water, ate some food, and slept. There's a ledge. Looking at it back on the way down, I'm like, bro, we have to be able to land here if we fall or something like that. It turns out we can just stop there. I mean, really, like there are even sticks that are right there to indicate, hey, this is a place where you can settle and you can climb. Because if there are sticks there, you can pick them up, so just go, bro. It's wild that this just dawned on me. But we made it back to Paradise Farm, grabbed those pelts and left, climbed all the way down, thought about staying for a bit, but this weather is way too good to pass up. We made it back to Forlorn Muskeg and spent the night there. Setting out a bit hungry, but we found some cattail stalks outside, made it through Forlorn Muskeg, and back to camp office just in time. A blizzard just set in. We made a venison pie, ate it, and it provides us with Unburdened, a great buff to our carrying capacity. Back up to full after eating that venison pie last night. I just realized that I only needed one bear pelt for the bear skin coat. But it was a pretty cool journey, so I don't mind. Spent the day working on that bear skin pelt, and I got a headache from eating rose hip pie. Maybe if we get our cooking level high enough, the negative effects won't affect us anymore. Like that kind of makes sense, right? We just crafted the bear skin pelt all day. Now there are only 5 hours left. Finished the bearskin coat, and we put this bad boy on. What an insane buff. Still nothing compared to the blizzard outside, but now we can get around a little bit easier with our passive ability to scare away some animals. A double bearskin coat setup would be way too heavy. Plus, we need a bear skin in order to repair this one. So we might as well use that to maintain this one, rather than spending 25 hours to make it again. Tomorrow, we will explore Forlorn Muskeg. We've been enjoying some relative peace since arriving in Mystery Lake, realizing that survival here could pretty much be near indefinite. We reached a major goal in establishing this as our main base, finding some great clothing, protection, and other materials. We now enter our vagabond period. We've got a massive cabin fever risk, so it's good to get out today. Had a quick jog with the wolf, but we made it out of Mystery Lake and into Forlorn Muskeg. I refuse to purposefully test out this coat. I want to check out this orange train car as well as the other side of the railroad tracks. Let's get up high and get a good lay of the land. Another radio tower, the train cars. It's getting cold, so I decide to shack up in the train cars. Oh, there's so much in here. Bedroll, books, some other fire starting material, lantern, sweater, wires. I use coal to make a nice hot fire. I'm making water, but I hear something moving around out there. An elk? Deer? A moose? Hopefully it's not a moose. It's a bear. What a zany Ursa day. It's moving mad. It's a mad lad. It's crazy. I found another hunting shack. There's a photo here and lots of revolver ammo. Broken railroad discovered. We need a place to sleep. I made it back to the train car and there's a scrawled note here. Made some water and just really enjoyed the ambiance. Such beauty. Woke up today cold and wet. Apparently this train car is not very safe. If bad weather had set in last night, we would have died. I left the clothes out to dry by this fire, and there's just endless wolf howling. Exploring around, we're heading toward the other side of the tracks. So many wolves, just more and more. 5, right on top of one of each other. We shot a flare to sneak past and found the photo vista spot. There's a radio tower. Overview. Whoa! Photo vistas are broken. They're incredible. It revealed nearly the entire map. So now we absolutely have to do this back at Mystery Lake because we found a photo there but never used it. So there's a vehicle, a helicopter. There are some bunkhouses that I'm also interested in exploring, but also a cave system. Maybe we take a dive into the caves after hitting up that vehicle, and then we take a look at the bunkhouses and then move out of the area. Found the helicopter and it looks like we can sleep in it. This is great. It's very cold this morning. Oh yeah, random wolf ambush. We made it to that Forlorn Muskeg cave system. A whole new world! After stumbling around, we discovered the Bleak Inlet. Whoa, it's pretty rare to see a wolf carcass, especially since we haven't shot any in this area. We found another hunter's hut, and then the weather began to clear up. This area is pretty dope. There's no clamorous cacophony of capered canines, and I think I see a town with a huge bridge. Let's go check it out. There's a moose. This path seems to be unwise. Maybe we should have gone around to the bridge. That town could be an island. This inlet isn't so bleak after all. These are bad news. Souped up wolves with pack tactics, and they're pretty tough to scare. Until you defeat the entire pack, they will keep coming back. Although they may momentarily retreat, even once fully defeated, they still come back just a bit more later, and they're fully powered back up again. We defeat the pack for now, but wolves are swarming toward us for some reason. I see a pack of 3. We gotta make a run for this trailer. Another wolf sprinting toward us. We make it in safely with no time to map the new area. Took a 2-hour nap, and the wolves should be gone, or at least back to normal now. Right? Let's scope out the town. I actually kind of hope that it's not an island. There's definitely some very thin ice, and out in the middle there, it's clearly liquid water. We've got to be careful. We can even hear the waves. There appear to be huts on the other side of this bridge. A truly unfortunate sight met us as we approached what we consider to be a town. There are definitely wolves in there. I see them menacing through the gates. It's a timber wolf pack, and a large one at that. We took one down and the others ran, but we simply cannot keep running into them like this. We will run out of ammunition. Then we finally discover that it's not really a town after all. It's the last resort cannery. We are deep into timber wolf territory, and we need a solid place to settle. I would like a place with an indoor fire and a bed, but I see no such places. This trailer is the best option that we have for now. Random timber wolf appearance!
Dusk, so night can't be far behind.
What a freaking day, dude. Jeez, we've got to leave this area ASAP, Rocky, ASAP, Ferg, as quick as possible, bro. As soon as possible. If we do not escape today, then we may just well starve to death or die of the great thirst. Let's gather what we can before we go. Revolver ammo, another expedition parka, and some mulks, but we already have these 2 things. Great items though. We found a note left by a technician, and it mentions these wolves. This was never a safe place. We made it onto this boat. I think I hear some footsteps. The timber wolves are back. There are literally 8 of them out there. Like what, bro? We slept an hour. They're still here, persisting, ambling about, walking in circles as if they're ants caught up in an infinite chemical trail death walk. Here's the plan. Attack 1 from stealth, hope for a kill, and then we take off across the bridge and head for the huts on the other side. If the stealth fails, then we use marine flare torches and our revolver to survive the attack. Hopefully, the bear coat passively does its job well. I'm certain that we will come out on top, but with how much health and with how much revolver ammo is the big question. This is an important question because if these 2 things are depleted, then a subsequent attack will become a major issue. The revolver kinda sucks from this range, or I'm a bad shot, but not anymore. Haha, we're an expert. It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. Shoo! Thank you, expert skill aim assist buff. What, bro? Where did this wolf come from? This wolf pops up and then pop back down. That's horrifying. The door code is by the radio tower. We made a run for it, but got pinned down here. The pack is much smaller now, and we only have a single bullet left. Running across the bridge, fighting a wolf off with a marine flare, and then another marine flare. This drops the morale so slowly. Shot our last bullet. Switched to the flare gun. Shot a flare. Deathly tired. Low on water, and the huts are just there. We have to run while the wolf is scared away. This door is nailed shut. Please do not let this last hut be sealed, or else we will die here. And it wasn't. We made it inside safely. May we live another day. For now, we've escaped this place and possibly the Timberwolf territory. After running for our lives, we ate, drank some water, and then passed out on the bed. As is typical of little huts like this, there isn't much around, but there is a fireplace, so that means we can get more water. We'll leave at sunrise, or maybe just leave the area. I have no idea how far this Timberwolf territory range is, but I want to go see that lighthouse. A bunny! That's definitely a good sign, but there's not much to find here. It seems relatively safe, and we'll come back if we need to. There's a bear! Very good news. Timberwolves would not hang around in a bear's territory. I believe that we're outside of their range, even if just barely, so let's try to leave. Do we need this maple sapling? And are those footsteps I hear? Now that I think about it, what was that weird dot moving across the screen? A bear! It's the bear! We're getting tired again. Maybe we explore a bit more and then stay in this little hut again. The radio tower can wait, but what was that cave we saw? Was that a bear cave or was that a cave back to the ravine? The note did say there was a way to the ravine from here. We look kind of silly with this repaired balaclava on. Heading out, we are low on food, but again, we find some cattail stalks that can keep us going. We're full on our inventory, and we probably need to head back to camp office pretty soon. The bear has moved away from the cave, so let's go check that out. Saw the bear tracks, and inside it was just an elk. We could use the food, but I am absolutely not gonna hang around here for the bear to return, especially if that means being stinky near a bunch of timber wolves as well. No sirski. Came back to the lighthouse because the rabbits were here, and I'd feel safe carrying a rabbit from here to the hut, but they're gone now, and I have no stones anyway. It's weird though. Where did they go? Anyway, nighttime is coming and the weather is turning. I wonder if this place is safe. We are getting cold. It is not safe here. And there's a fierce blizzard setting in. Maybe this is why the rabbits were gone. We gotta go, and now. It's very hard to see. We reach the end of the lighthouse island and just point in the direction that I remember those huts being and hope that we see something familiar. The familiar creak of wood. We're close. The house is somewhere here, but we're getting very, very cold. We made it. And just sat on the ground, hungry and soaked. Hopefully, we'll make it through this night. It has surely been a grim couple of days, but really this time we are leaving today. Heading for Mystery Lake. It might take a few days to get there, but when we do, we'll get the vista and we'll do some fishing and collect some more supplies. And of course, it's a little cold this morning, so maybe some coffee would help. This weather is good enough, so let's go. The bear! This tells us a little bit more about the edge of the Timberwolf territory. A wolf! What is that, a Timberwolf? Yeah, that's definitely a Timberwolf. This is the only way back to the cave that we came from, so it looks like we have to take another trip back through their territory. I wonder if we can get up to that radio tower from here, because apparently there's a way through the mountains that reaches the radio tower. We absolutely cannot take on another pack of Timberwolves, especially if there were like 9 of them like there were last time. There's an overlook up there as well. That could mean safety and some food, maybe some bullets, but also maybe some Timberwolves. I'll assume that every wolf we see in this area is a Timberwolf. Regular wolves probably won't appear here, and I guess it makes sense why we saw the corpse of one by the entrance. I know that moose territory is around the cave that we came in, so I'll assume that everywhere between there and here is Timberwolf territory. Hopefully it's possible to slip behind these Timberwolves as we make our way. This could be rough, so let's crouch very slow and move along very steadily. There's a house, a safe place, maybe food, maybe bullets, revolver ammo, life, and some food. As crazy as it sounds, I want to go check out that overlook. Scoping out the area just a bit more, the overlook seems so close, but yet so far away, and I have no idea how to get up there. Birch saplings! With this discovery, we round out our day. A Timberwolf flew! It's up in the sky, dude! It's walking around! Now it has the high ground. I should not have underestimated its power. Obi-Wan. There's a climb here, and we had to use our hatchet to get past these scrub bushes. This place looks pretty cool, but I don't know if it's safe to sleep at night if it's very cold. Found a little camp and another flying Timberwolf. Anakin! Don't try it! I thought this place might have been the way up the mountain, but it's absolutely not. It's just a dead end, a MacGuffin. I have no idea where to sleep tonight. Anakin! Sleeping here under the stars tonight. I decide to retreat back to those scrub bushes since they're a great source of sticks and they can help us keep the fire going through the night. I now refuse to leave this area without finding the way to the Overwatch and to the radio tower. Clearly there's no way through this way, so there has to be a path through the cave system that we came from or something, I guess. I got warm with the fire bedroll combo and needed to find a way down. It's time for some hardcore parkour. Made it down and there's the wolf carcass that we we saw when we came through the cave. We are so close. Jeez, this place was intensely hostile. Let's try to find the way to the overlook and the radio tower after going to camp office. Made it back to Forlorn Muskeg and the wolf howls returned. Honestly, it kind of brought me a sense of relief. Saw some regular wolves and made it back to Mystery Lake with no incidents. Mystery Lake! Tomorrow morning, we're going fishing and we're gonna get that Mystery Lake vista. Whew. What did we miss on the other side of that railroad? For the first time in 60 days, we dropped all of our stuff and just relaxed for a night at home in safety. It is now time for a restful period. We're going fishing! Caught a small fish and used it to make bait to catch more fish. And then caught a similar sized fish. And then also this smallmouth bass. A blizzard set in, but that's alright because we're pretty close to home and we're a bit stinky. We'll fish more later or do so tomorrow. Made 2 great fishing lures today, and then also made it to the vista. Apparently there's a logging camp on the other side of these small mountains, and there's another climb, but unfortunately there was poor visibility most of this day. Decided to make some fire-hardened arrows so we can hunt some rabbits and those little birds, and it turns out I never finished crafting the bow. Our fire starting got leveled up to expert. Random wolf spawned by the fishing huts! Not much luck fishing today, but we did get another smallmouth bass. Now to get home past these wolves while a little bit stinky. Made it home after failing to bow down a couple birds. If I could crouch while aiming, that'd be amazing. Let's go for the logging trailers for now. It's a little bit foggy, but it should be okay. An absolute cacophony of wolf howls. There are at least 3 to 4 wolves over this hill, but we can make it to the logging camp, so let's go. Fired a flare and shot a wolf, and there it is. We found a bunch of food. Man, I missed this peaceful life. I shattered my ankles real quick, and then hunted our first rabbit with the bow and arrow. This is something that's essential to leveling up our skill, and eventually we can try to take this to the Timberwolves as well. Going through the inventory, I realized we have these archery books that we can read as well. We reached archery level novice. After the huge blizzard this morning, it was a little bit foggy, but we decided to go anyway. We can make some water at the Carter Hydro Dam. Random wolf attack! No how, nothing. But luckily, our bear pelt scared off the closest one. We'll just go tomorrow. I'm really starting to get frustrated with the weather that we're getting lately.
That's done.
Let's go! Great weather! And man, have I been underestimating flares. We made it back to the ravine. Maybe the entrance is along the river here somewhere, since when we were in Bleak Outlet, we saw this waterfall coming down right where the cave was. Suddenly the weather turned. What is this? And cabin fever is starting to set in, but there's a blizzard outside, so now we are in between the proverbial rock and the hard place. There's a cave. Maybe this is the one we're looking for, but nope, it's just a place to hang out. But it's outside, so that's great because we can recover from our cabin fever here. And there's also a mountaineering rope in here if we need it. There are no wolf howls, and there are lots of crows. I used to think this was a great thing, but after our experience in the Bleak Outlet, I've grown somewhat suspicious. Still, there's no wolf carcass to mark Timberwolf territory, so we should be okay. There's another climb, and we found a bunny, and now I'm nice with it. We took it back to the cave and spent the night there. It sounded like a very bad storm was out last night, so I'm taking that as a good sign that there will not be another blizzard soon. Deployed the rope and headed across this fallen tree. The topography here inclines, so maybe the path to the overlook and radio tower is around here. We went to map the area and a blizzard set in, and now we can't get back up this climb, but we are the masters of the reliable art of Skyrim crouch climbing. We can do this. We made it. Run! Just stick to the cliff wall. It breaks the cold a little bit, and we have something to follow as we get back to that cave. Man, this weather's been crazy lately. The storm settled, and we ventured across the fallen tree once more. There's a cave, and we need more food. I missed this rabbit 4 times, and then found food just kind of laying on the ground. This new cave is now home. Is this the path? Is this it? It goes for way longer than I thought, so let's just go back home for now and set out in the morning because it's gonna be dark soon. What is out here? Oh, it's the way out. It's Coastal Highway. Found a trailer here, and found another firearm cleaning kit. This is good, and these trailers provide some safety from storm if another one sets in. It looks like there are some docks and an ice hut down there, maybe a building. This is all quite tantalizing, but I want to know more about the ravine first. Can we really go back to Bleak Outlet from there? We may have to climb down that rope like I was saying and take the river down, since this way turned out not to be the correct way. I don't know how safe it is there, and this new area seems much safer, but let's wrap up our last story before moving on. Back at our home cave, We looked at the map before going to bed and ate this soup that makes us super tired. Went to bed dreaming of the next day. We made it down this climb safely. Very happy that I finally discovered and realized how to land on a ledge while climbing down. We need to secure a shelter down here since we may not be able to make the climb back up with any reliable fashion. Luckily, we found a cave that also had a pre-made bed, some firewood, and a downed deer. For all the bad weather luck we're getting really great food and shelter luck. We continue to explore and find the bleak inlet. Yes! But where? The overlook! Yes! The radio tower! Amazing! Watch for timber wolves, but if we see them this time, we've got 7 things that can run much faster than they can. Continuing with our aversion to low ground, we get a lay of the place, and of course, timberwolves. I count 4 during my primary observation. The objective, the same as before. Down 1, saving bullets, and have the rest flee as we beat feet to the overlook. We found a cave, a place to rest. The weather right now is great, but we're over encumbered and tired. Let's take on the timberwolves tomorrow when we're fully rested and fully prepared. Read more about field shooting, and just like that, level 3 skill in the rifle, just in time. We can do this. I am determined. We now enter our determinative period. The coat comes in clutch, bro. The bear coat scared away the first timber wolf, so we didn't have an encounter. We found another place to climb, so if we deploy the mountaineering rope here, we might be able to go straight back to the cannery. But how do we deploy this without being bothered by those timber wolves? For now, let's take a look inside of this Overwatch. Whoa! Sick, dude. Somebody was in here doing research. Is that Coastal Highway? Forester's revolver. Sick, man. Sick. There's so much daylight left, but I'm afraid to go. Let's just do it. Oh, the road to the radio tower is pretty dope. Echo 1 radio tower? That's like the greatest name in the world. After quite some time, I finally found this door code. It's in a communications report that mentions extreme predator presence, the timber wolves, back into the fray. There happens to be an aurora tonight. The last time that we traveled at night during an aurora, we were mercilessly attacked by a random wolf. I shall not willingly submit to a nighttime duel with those carnivorous canine capers upon the eve of discovery, but I tried anyway. We stepped forward toward the stairs and I'm good. One last job, back into the thick of it. To explore the interior cannery. This morning I wanted to deploy the rope without troubles, but I was spotted by the timber wolves. But you know what? Ain't nothing between us but space and opportunity. We downed one, and then the others retreated. Slept for an hour to recover some condition so that we're fully rested for the climb down. We made it down, and there are timber wolves on this road as well, and bear territory on the other side. We've got to be careful. Also, the weather looks like it could turn at any moment. Our goal is now within reach. The last time we were here, I could not imagine coming back, but here we are, warmed up by sleeping another hour. I wanted to suss out if the storm was really coming in, and yeah, it was. And I hear feet, probably the bear, so let's just stay here for the night. Let's go for it. The cannery, the most direct and the quickest path possible. Whoa, we actually found something under this car visor. That's the first time I've ever seen something there. We are outside of the cannery. There's no sign of them at the entrance, but this must mean they're on their way. Spoke too soon. There will likely be a fight, unless we can get the jump on them with this rifle. Downed one from afar, shot the other 2, and they ran off. We found the climb up and went all the way around doing the balancing act, and then finally made it back to this cannery pier. Last time we were here was about 20 days ago, and after everything, We need an aurora in order to put in this passcode. I guess this little airlock is our home now. Food is a problem. We'll have to hunt soon. We saw some rabbits on the way in, but the neighbors are a bit rowdy and don't take kindly to our kind being around here. Now, Skeeter, I ain't hurting nobody. MTV, welcome to my crib. Over here is where I keep my stacks on stacks. If you care for some refreshments, they're displayed here. And of course, here is my spacious king-sized bedroll. And this space comes complete with the most elaborate and exquisite detached standalone cooking stove. Well, that's it. You don't have to go home, but you gotta get out of here. Yes, an aurora. I don't know if we're lucky or if it's built into the stars, but there just happens to be an aurora tonight. I literally screeched. There's a wolf in there. What, bro? How did it get in there? There is nothing scarier than being in an enclosed space with a wolf or something like that.
Shit, that burns.
What I'm going to say next is not a spoiler, nor is it a warning. Surviving the long dark is impossible. It is a fact. One of inevitability. I don't know, man. I'm turning into Badman. For what, bro?